When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk.
This is Make We Talk breaking news. News just coming into our news center. Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire as we speak. News just coming into our news center that Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. News just coming into our news center that Petrojam is on fire right now. News coming into a news center that Petrojam is on fire, that Jamaica's oil refinery is on fire as we speak, as we come on air tonight. Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. As soon as we get more details, we'll pass it on to you. But as we come on air tonight, Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. We're trying to get some more news from the Jamaica Fire Brigade and also from the Minister of Technology and the Minister of Transportation, Darrell Vaz. That's news just coming into a news center that... This is Make We Talk breaking news. News just coming into a news center. Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire tonight. We don't know what is going on, but Jamaica's oil refinery is on fire. As we speak, we're trying to get more details to pass it on to you. We're working our sources there in Jamaica to give us some more update on what is going on. But as we speak at the moment, Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. And the fire is a very serious fire. We get to understand about 3 of the tank that they have there that hold gas and diesel and everything, natural gas and everything. I get to understand 3 of them is on fire. We don't know what caused the fire. We don't know what is going on. We're not going to speculate or anything. But as we speak right now, 3 of Jamaica's oil refinery rather is on fire. Jamaica's oil refinery is on fire right now. We are getting some news out of Jamaica that the Jamaica Fire Brigade is there along with some other fire units from across Kingston and St. Andrew. And fire units as far as St. Thomas is en route. So, and fire brigades as far as from Spanish Town is en route to Petrojam and Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston. As we speak, as we come on air tonight, Jamaica's oil refinery is on fire. This don't look good. We don't know what is going on, but it don't look good at all. And we're going to try and get some more news to pass it on to you. This evening, we're going to speak about the tension growing in the Jamaica Labour Party between Everett Warmington and Daryl Vaz. We're also going to speak about Jamaica's security. And now we're speaking about what is going on with the Petrojam issue. Oh, this don't look good at all. 4,000 Haitian prisoners let loose in Haiti. Are they on the way to Jamaica? Those are the questions we're asking tonight. And as we get more news, we're going to pass it on to you. I see we're in somebody saying to me that the minister of Transportation and Technology, Daryl Vaz, is going to address the media soon. We're going to see if we can get more of that details coming into us. But what we're hearing tonight out of Jamaica, that Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. This don't look good at all. We're going to work our sources to figure out what is going on. We can get some more details of what is going on. But what we're hearing, that a number of fire stations around Kingston and St. Andrew, Spanish Town, as far as St. Thomas, is en route to try and out the Petrojam fire. We get to understand that the Jamaica Defense Force Air Wing, we get to understand, is going to assist in fighting the blaze at Petrojam. As soon as we get more news are coming into us, we will definitely pass it on to you. But what we're hearing right now out of Jamaica, that Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. And that is gonna maybe come Thursday morning, oil price may go up, or maybe Jamaica will be having some problem in getting, Jamaicans rather, will be having some problem in getting, gas and diesel and so forth to go about their everyday life. But as soon as we get more news in our news center here at the Make We Talk program, we will pass it on to you. What we're hearing right now, Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. It do not look good. It do not smell good. We're not going to speculate anything at all. We won't speculate anything on this program here at all. But what we're hearing, that the oil refinery is on fire. And what caused the fire, we don't know. But the videos that what we're getting into a new center right now, that Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. We're gonna have coming to join us pretty soon, Luke George Cooke, Garfield Reed, and also Mr. Michael Williams. We're gonna speak about the tension growing inside the Jamaica Labour Party camp, and also Jamaica's security. Our security is at risk, And when we think about what is going on in Haiti, I was talking off air to one of the producers of this program, but I pray and hope is nothing pertaining to the jailbreak in Haiti while this is going on. Welcome to the program, Garfield Reed.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. We're having bad news out of Jamaica, where Jamaica's oil refinery right now is on fire.
Yeah, I saw that. That is something that, as a matter of fact, my father, my wife's father, once worked there. And they both worked together at the Esso refinery, as we know it as back in the 70s.
Yes.
So that is somewhere that I have visited quite regularly as a child.
What we're hearing now also, that they're trying to divert
traffic.
Vehicle. Huh?
Traffic from the Marcus Garvey.
Yes. What we're hearing, that they're trying to divert traffic from the Marcus Garvey entrance, Well, the Marcus Garvey Road.
Drive, okay.
Marcus Garvey Drive. Based on what we're getting to a new center here, we're working the sources there in Jamaica to give us some more update. But based on what we're hearing right now, Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. We get to understand that the JDF Air Wing is on standby to assist. Multiple fire brigades are en route. We don't know.
But I think
go ahead.
I think a place like Petrojam out there, I mean, the only refinery in the country should have some form of firefighting apparatus on spot available. You know, and these are things that, for example, we should have. I mean, I know you have Trenchtown Fire Station close by. You have the fire station in Crossroad by Yorktown there.
Yes.
And so you have I mean, I don't know. I mean,
let me. I was told by my producer to run back this breaking news here that we get coming into the new center here, that Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire as we speak. We are gonna get some more news. Our sources are working the news right now. This is Make We Talk breaking news. News just coming into a new center that Jamaica's oil refinery Petrojam is on fire. Marcus Garvey Road is engulfed in flames as Petrojam is on fire. As soon as we get more news, we'll pass it on to you. But what we're getting in our news center here, that Petrojam is on fire. We get to understand that the Minister of Transportation, the Minister of Technology, Darrell Vaz, will address the media. We don't know if that is true, but that's what we're hearing. As soon as we get some link towards that, we'll pass it on to you. But this evening I have with me Dr. Rupert Francis, head of the Jamaican Diaspora Crime Intervention Prevention Task Force. I also have with me this evening Garfield Reed. The tension is growing inside the Jamaica Labour Party camp between Everett Warmington and Darrell Vaz in the Parliament of Jamaica today, where Mr. Vaz said to Mr. Warmington, this season, you don't learn nothing. Before I ask Mr. Dr. Francis and Mr. Reed to comment, let us segue into this video here from the Parliament of Jamaica.
Petrojam, energy.
Is there any method or as such within your ministry or scope where you can make allocation to councillors?
Not to my knowledge, member.
Is there such a privilege or opportunity in any other ministry? Do you know if any other ministry can do that?
Not that I know of.
But then, if that's the case, so you're making statement. You made a statement the other day where I'm concerned that you disassociate yourself from the statement I made in a location. If it is not within a minister's to do it, power, then why are you making such statement in the Observer? I said to a general question. He said, what's a general question? He's making that be associated with allocation from ministry councillor.
Member.
Yeah, you know that it's not possible. Then why are you making such statement?
Chairman, let me make it clear for all who have ears to hear and eyes to see. I do not support partisan politics at any level, whether it's a council level, MP level, or government level. And as a minister of government, that will never happen under my watch in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
That is beyond my pay grade.
Member Will, hello.
That's beyond my pay grade.
Minister. The mic is not on for the member, and so you don't have to respond to it. Let's concentrate on the spokesperson on the opposition side.
Member Paulwell.
Member Paulwell, you have the floor.
Yes.
Doesn't seem like you have learned anything.
Chairman, yes.
Wow. Wow. It seems as if Mr. Warmington hasn't learned anything at all. There are so many groups in Jamaica calling for Everett Warmington to resign as Member of Parliament. Dr. Francis, I have you go ahead first to speak about what is going on right now between Darrell Vaz and Everett Warmington and his behavior overall.
Well, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Parliament, people in Parliament.
Dr. Francis, hold on for me. We
Yes.
can hardly see your face, you know, the right, everything, you know. Can you make your camera come up to you some more? There you go. Oh, yes. Come a little bit more. There you go. Yes, the young girl just see your face. Go ahead now.
No, it's all right. I'm just saying to you that I've watched Parliament for a very long time, and to be quite honest with you, I'm not surprised at how Mr. Warmington is behaving, but I'm very happy that Mr. Vaz has the presence of mind to remind him where he is. And we have seen a lot of things happen in Parliament, but after he made such a statement, he should know if the statement was warranted, or in terms of what the action that came afterwards was warranted or not. And when Mr. Vaz says that he didn't learn anything, it is quite clear that Mr. Warmington should really just, my favorite word is is haul and pull up. You know what I mean? And you can't, already the issue is what happened in the local government election. Everybody's talking about it. And Mr. Warmington alone cannot reverse what happened. In fact, nobody can. And in my evaluation, I think that what happened was a good thing. Some people do not agree with me, that at least the opposition is in a position to speak to effectively and boldly, to the government. I say, look, we who run the government, upper government, so to speak, and we are basically running the lower government. So therefore, let's work together.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let's not cause any more, I see a lady, the lady in Westmoreland, who says she's afraid for her life. She's a counsellor. I've never seen that before. And it's because of behavior that is different. That was different. It was not the general behavior. In fact, if you look back at some of the pictures, some of them, of course, left out certain things from what I understand, right? But at least it was more civil in most of the cases, right?
Yes.
So therefore, a behavior like has been exhibited by the colleague,
yes,
he should really take it into consideration, not for himself alone, but for the party.
Let me get Garfield reading, Mr. Reed.
Yes.
Where Mr. Warmington is concerned, I believe it was 1-2 more utterance and outbursts of Mr. Warmington, and it's just, this needs no debate. I don't even think a discussion is warranted in reference to how his behavior. It's not professional. He's very much disrespectful to both parties, to party leaders. Remember, he disrespected Bruce Gold, the former prime minister, party leader. He has disrespected the Prime Minister today when he mentioned that the Prime Minister hands are not shackled, has no chain, so people push the Prime Minister to do what he did. But at the end of the day, it's just responsibility. But the truth is this though. I saw someone mention here in the chat that when Mr. Warmington went down to Portland, East Portland, a few months back, and the councillor-elect Colin Bell.
It was a year ago, man.
Is it a year ago? Okay.
Yes.
A year ago. I don't think it's a year, but if you say
it's a year ago.
A year ago. When Colin Bell went on a location of a road construction, Mr. Warmington stated that he disrespected Colin Bell, and he make it very clear that he's a member of parliament and he's a minister of works, and he don't meet with caretaker. At that moment in time, Darrell Vaz, though, did not come out and chastise Warmington. Not that
in other words, what Darrell Vaz did was to go on a political campaign and endorse what Warmington did.
Correct, but it is now, so we can't have our cake and eat it too. So I mean what Warmington did today in the house, it was disrespectful, don't get me wrong, but we must also angle ourselves better, and we are to do that at any given time. So whether or not, and I mean Darrell Vaz said that never under his watch that he will ever come out in a political victimization, but at the end of the day, that's just what life is all about,
But you know something? What I don't understand though? Is it that our Jamaican people are so embedded with the Labour Party or the PNP or whichever they are, that they do not see where Warmington went wrong by saying he will not give one dime of his money, not taxpayers' money, because he believes that taxpayers' money belongs to him. Not one single dime.
Jeffrey,
hold on for me, Dr. Francis. Not one single dime of the money would be given to the PNP caretaker, to the PNP councillor. And the people that say, yay. And I'm trying to find out, is it that we don't understand what this man is saying, who has been disrespecting the people of this country? He's a disgrace to the Parliament of Jamaica.
Yeah, here's my point. As I said before, I don't know if you've been watching Parliament for a long time, but we don't have to say what he did because everybody saw it. And everybody had their mouth open as to why we would do that again and again and get away with it. And that speaks to the arrogance of anybody, which includes him, of course. And so, that he doesn't see where he is going wrong. And it's sad that the Jamaican people, and they don't accept it, but maybe they're afraid.
Dr. Francis, did you hear the people that jump up and say, yeah?
Yes, but
as if they're deaf and don't have any sense?
Listen to me, Mr. Have you ever been to a political rally?
On many occasions, sir. Okay,
fine. So, people jump up for anything. If a dog barks, they jump up. The point I'm trying to make is this. Sometimes you get caught, but this was not a case of the member getting caught off guard, like some people speak, you know what I mean? He deliberately said what he said on more than one occasions. And nobody corrected him, so he thought he was emboldened by what he said. No, we should make a JPM because we've seen it on the PNP side as well, too. I've seen it. So what we should be saying is that our leaders must be held accountable for what they're doing to their constituents and the rest of Jamaica. And I heard an argument the other day, maybe you heard it too, that saying that the last showing election, so to speak, was not indicative of anything. And I beg to disagree.
Was not? It
What's
wasn't what?
happening? No, meaning it was not indicative of any changes, or it was not new. It didn't say anything to the public. The 29%. I disagree totally, because I believe that the people are getting bolder and bolder, and they're willing to go and say what and express themselves. Yes, there's only 29% now, but I do believe the more you and many others like you bring the evidence, bring the information as to how this can affect us in the future, then people will be able to change their minds. I don't believe that the case is that there are people out there just don't want to vote. People don't want to because of fear. People don't want to vote.
No, Dr. Francis, I disagree with you.
Okay.
It's not because of any fear.
All right. Why not?
No. It's not because of any fear. We're not in the 1980s. Jamaicans decide not to vote because they're sick and fed up of the political system that's going on in our country. And quite frankly, what they're saying to themselves, they do not see what or who to vote for.
No. But in the 80s, they had a fantastic turnout in 1980, if you remember. They had another turnout again in 1989, I think it was, when Michael was re-elected. Okay, so the fact of the matter is that yes, the people will speak, but the fact that you cannot say that fear is not there, because I'm in touch with them.
So what are they afraid of, Dr. Francis?
Being murdered.
Being murdered?
Yes, 3 people were killed in Westmoreland, my brother, since this election. 3 people, and the councillor came out. Didn't you see her, Miss Chung? And said what she said. Did you see it?
No, Miss Chung came out after the election. Those are gang violence going on in Westmoreland.
No. These are her workers, she said. And nobody has a contract and contest that. These are her workers that were killed. So listen, let me say this.
What are you saying, Dr. Francis?
What I am saying is that we have a problem in Jamaica. And my view is that we have to try to solve it, offer solutions, and state it as it is. Right? And yes, we have 2, as Wilma Perkins said, 2 warring tribes. Okay? And we need to make them understand that they alone do not run Jamaica. We have to encourage those persons who are not voting to come out and vote. Right? And why? Okay? Why they should come out and vote. And they should not sell their votes and things like that. So that's what I'm hoping.
So hold on here. Let us go back to the topic that we're on with
Warmington.
With Warmington and Darrell Vaz in the parliament.
Yes, well, if I can just make one comment on that.
Yes.
Mr. Warmington is out of whack. We know that. He's been for some time. And the mere fact that Darrell Vaz can have enough gonads to say something to him like that in open public shows that these people have reached up here with that. And I think that's a good sign that they're willing to speak to their own and try to get it right.
So hold on here. Why the Labour Party, and Garfield will come on inside here now, why the Labour Party, same with the toll George Wright, they suspended, they kick out George Wright from the Labour Party.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now an independent. Why they can't do the same thing with Everett Warmington?
Oh, they should, but maybe we don't know what is happening in the back rooms, do we? Right? We don't know why he's so powerful. You know, why is he so not so solid there and they can't move him? Why? That's the question. We don't know. You know, and I'm not going to wager a guess onto that, but I'm saying I love Garvey's version. You know, what I'm trying to say is that let's just do the right thing as far as I'm concerned. We have a problem in Jamaica where our politicians believe that they're demigods, from what I'm seeing. And we have to stop that.
They are demigods to the people.
Well, then we have to promote what we have been doing, what you have been saying, what Ratty has been saying, what Brother Reed has been saying, all of the people have been saying. We have to find a way that the people can understand why it is important to have leaders who lead by example. Okay? And by the way, let me just say this to you. Do you know how there are a lot of people who cannot read, and I'm not talking about anybody, whether the higher level or lower, in government today as maybe council. I cannot believe it. You know what I mean? Why would anyone elect somebody who cannot?
Okay, hold on. Sorry to break you. An item of news just coming in to me. A high-level meeting is now underway at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters at Belmont Road in St. Andrew. Members of the hierarchy of the Jamaica Labour Party are locked into a meeting now as we speak.
Yeah.
A high-level meeting is now underway at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters on Belmont Road in St. Andrew. Wow, I wonder what is going on.
Well, I don't have to wonder. I don't have to wonder because I believe what is happening, and what is happening is what is similar to what happened to Wright.
Okay, hold on there now. Make we talk news understand that the meeting started a short while ago. We haven't been able to confirm why the meeting and what is going on. Is the meeting pertaining to the fire at Petrojam? Is the meeting pertaining to the security apparatus in Jamaica where 4,500 Haitian prisoners have let loose? We don't know. Is the meeting pertaining to the great King Everett Warmington?
Well, you know, I'm telling you something, you know, I don't know what you have said earlier about the 4,500 Haitians, but I cringe because I don't know how we can, apart from advice and support, I don't think how we can get involved in Haiti's situation.
Let us not go into Haiti's situation as yet, because I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Garfield Reed, you're very quiet tonight. What's going on? Mr. Reed?
I don't know, maybe he dropped off, right?
He's still there. Anyway, Dr. Francis.
Yes.
Based on what is going on in the parliament, because even right now, another item of news that we need to put out here is that this Jamaican...
Good afternoon, information media. I just want you all to know that I have walked away from the Jamaica Labour Party. I've walked away from the KSAMC. I won't be going down there to be sworn in. I have to protect my dignity. I have to protect my values. And I have to protect my family. And the way I've been treated and disrespected, I am not having any more of it. And I've walked away. So officially, I am an independent until I return to Jamaica on the 3rd. I am leaving here tomorrow morning and I will return on the 3rd. I am tired of the disrespect and I am going no further with it. Sorry that I may have disappointed some of you in this group because I know a lot of you, look up to me and see me as somebody you can, talk to, somebody you would like to have around. But the cup is full and my heart is overflowing and my family say I should walk and I'm walking. Sorry for the disappointment I may have caused some of you, but life goes on. Okay, each and every one.
Okay, listen to this now, Dr. Francis. Former Deputy Mayor of Kingston, Winston Ennis, has announced that he will step away from the Jamaica Labour Party and will sit as an independent councillor. Ennis is a long-serving councillor for the Waterloo Division in Delroy Chuck Northeast constituency.
Yeah. And
Banger
this is what
going on down there.
No, but you see, I told you about fear, and you kind of wanted to dismiss it in a sense, fear. Let me tell you something. Fear is palpable. And the fact of the matter is that the man said in his words, he is not going to risk his future, his family's future, trying to be what they want him to be. Okay? And obviously he's under pressure, and so he decides to take a walk for the time being. We don't know if he says he'll come back on the 3rd or if he does come back. Okay? Now, this is a very serious development because that means that the PNP now would be one up. That's the opposition would be one up. And so, the government must be very nervous at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Very nervous.
Yeah, but you must also realize too. Sorry about that. I had to take a call. But that's just an audio of Mr. Of the councillor. There is no official document that he has gone independent.
But the
that he has submitted to the council.
Garfield, this is the gentleman. It's him. Yes, there's no official document, but this is him.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. It is him, Jeffrey, but then he would have to submit a letter to the council stating that he's now independent.
Well, maybe he has.
Well, we don't know. The council has not reported that yet,
But they have a reason not to do it, Garfield, don't they?
Thank you.
Well, again, Dr. Francis, I mean, I think with myself all the time, I would say, the gentleman give out a release in our WhatsApp group, but that doesn't carry any weight until the gentleman sign his document and state this is what I intend to do by submitting a letter to the council that he is now an independent candidate. I mean, as you see, Belmont Road is black. They are at Belmont Road negotiating. So sometimes we just have to hold, like you say, haul and pull up. That's your own words, right?
We have with us now Luke George Cooke. Luke, welcome to the program.
Mr. Tavares.
It's only Tavares,
Luke?
Mr. Tavares. Dr. Francis, good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Luke, I get to understand that there's a series of meeting going on at Belmont Road. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not paying any attention to local politics.
Are you aware that there's a fire going on at Petrojam right now?
I heard from your breaking news, and then I checked, and somebody said that there is a fire.
How big is it?
They didn't give me the size. They just said that is at the refinery.
That's serious.
Dante, whosoever you is, why not put up your real name? I'm a member of the PNP, and you're a JLP propagandist.
Thank you very much, for pointing that out. A lot of people just come on this thing as trolls, right? And they're not serious about, what we're dealing with and what the Jamaica. And that's where we talk about the love of Jamaica. We have to, when you ask Luke George a question like that, you're asking Luke George, etc. Right now, I'm not dealing with the politics because he have other things on his mind that he might put on it. But he really he's one of those persons that he will tell you, and advise anybody on either side. I know that for a fact.
You know something, Dr. Francis?
Yes.
The level of ignorance with these people, especially Dante, came on this platform and said that the PNP council must have their own money. Is it a level of ignorance with these people?
What do you mean by that, though? What does it mean?
Because Warmington said that he will not give 1 red cent of his money.
Okay.
It is his money. It is his personal money.
That bothers me. You know why? Because I heard a report yesterday about $1 trillion, right? That is unaccounted for.
Is it only yesterday you heard, Dr. Francis? This has been going on for over 1 week now.
No, I didn't want to hear, Jeffrey, what is wrong with him, man? You can't make a chance, man. I'm telling you, I listened to a recent, Jeffrey, by the accountant general, whatever her name is. And I think that these people are really, really solid because they're asking the permanent secretaries to account for the money. Okay? I don't know any business you can run And government is a business of the people, right? For the people and by the people.
No.
So,
this government is a business of the favorite few and the permanent secretaries.
Okay. Yes, Jeffery.
And for the Jamaican people.
I agree with you, but what I'm trying to say, it should be then the government by the people for it. And this is why we have a responsibility of letting people understand, not from a partisan perspective, but from a Jamaican diasporan perspective, that we need good governance, not only there, here, and everywhere else. And we have to participate in order to get that done. Okay, and we cannot really and truly take sides, because we know listen, all we have to do is to report what they're saying in Jamaica. We don't have to endorse it necessarily unless we want to. And I'm saying to you, it is not good. Right? Where did all this money go?
Let me ask Luke George Cooke this question here. Luke, you see at JLP deputy mayor stepping aside away from the JLP because he said he can't stand the level of disrespect. The deputy mayor for Kingston. Did you hear it? You want me to play it again for me again hear it?
Yeah, man.
Good afternoon, information media. I just want you all to know that I have walked away from the Jamaica Labour Party. I've walked away from the KSAMC. I won't be going down there to be sworn in. I have to protect my dignity. I have to protect my values. And I have to protect my family. And the way I've been treated and disrespected, I am not having any more of it. And I've walked away. So officially, I am an independent until I return to Jamaica on the 3rd. I am leaving here tomorrow morning and I will return on the 3rd. I am tired of the disrespect and I am going no further with it. Sorry that I may have disappointed some of you in this group, because I know a lot of you, look up to me and see me as somebody you can, talk to, somebody you would like to have around. But the cup is full and my heart is overflowing and my family say I should walk and I'm walking. Sorry for the disappointment I may have caused some of you, but life goes on. Okay, each and every one.
Former Deputy Mayor of Kingston, Winston Ennis, has announced that he will step away from the Labour Party and will sit as an independent councillor. Ennis is a long-serving councillor of the Waterloo Division in the Delroy Truck Northeast constituency. Your views on this, Luke George Cooke? What do you think is going on in the Labour Party camp?
Dog a sweat and long hair, I cover it.
Very appropriate.
We are waiting for the real revelation. And Mrs. Monroe Ellis will be coming out with a report that is probably more than $1 trillion, Dr. Francis. Jeffrey, the time has come when the game that people play are going to be exposed. And there is going to be some revelation. What we do with the information and how we proceed, it cannot be on partisan basis. It has to be in the best interest of the country. There are people at the KSAMC that are supposed to be going to jail. And let me tell the PMP, the honeymoon is over. The people have spoken. The country is in disarray. The democracy is being questioned. The integrity of our institutions, such as the Electoral Office of Jamaica and the Electoral Commission of the country, the questions are being asked left, right, and center. Can an election be bought and sold? And in whose interest? Was there any shenanigans going on behind the scene where the local government? Remember, this local government election was put off at least 5 times when it was due. And so everyone thought that they would have had the mechanism in place to ensure a free and fair election. From the counts, Jeffrey, um, it is sad because you're saying a political party walked away with 100 and almost 19 of the 220 something seats in divisions. They got the popular vote, and up until 10 o'clock election night, Cliff Hughes was making a pronouncement that Mark Jefferson Golden had walked away with the election. Never have been seen before, even under the supervision of Danville Walker, who is a staunch member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Such utter confusion and chaos in terms of a result. Jamaicans both here and abroad are just trying to recuperate from what possibly could have happened in the local government. And what does this mean for the general election? Um, it is time for Mr. Warmington to pack his bag and go, because he defines the decency of our political system by bringing to the political arena a all-time performance that is lower than low. I know if I was to borrow what Michelle Obama said, it would have been when they go low, we go high. We can't go high with them at all. Can't go high. We have to joke them at the lowest point. And to see Darrell Voss having to say, while I may have a side in the political arena in Jamaica, I don't play partisan politics when it comes to the service of the Jamaican people. And those are words that we must note very carefully. Darrell Voss, more than anybody, also have the ability to take Mr. Warmington down, because he knows the inside game of the inside player of the Jamaica Labour Party. But what it is doing, it is sending the wrong message across, that our political system is now so bankrupt that we have to go to the lowest point of the barrel to pick up anything, that anyone who can continue the tribal politics of the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Right. Let me get Michael Williams, the chairman of the National Democratic Movement, just come on in. Michael, but you're dark like midnight, man.
Yeah, I have a blackout here.
Lord have mercy.
So I'm in the dark.
Parties in a blackout?
I have to jump around to get internet, but to talk to you. But I'm using the phone internet too. So
oh Lord.
But I'm in a little darkness right here. I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay. Michael Williams.
Michael, and is it that you have to sing a song like a candle?
No. I'm in the NDM now, you know. The NDM don't sing Sankey. The NDM stand up for principle.
Yeah.
Late in the day, but
my friend, me I go send 2 flashlights come.
No, it's a flashlight I'm using, but if you want to see my face, you can see it here now.
Welcome from the darkness into marvelous light.
Well, it's
Mr. Williams. Let me ask you this question, Michael Williams. Let me ask you this question. You hear what is going on?
Of course, I hear everything.
Some people stepping away from the deputy mayor, stepping away from the Labour Party.
Well,
the Labour Party right now is at an emergency meeting at Belmont Road.
Well, I understand.
Petrojam is on fire.
I understand that there's no emergency meeting there.
There's no emergency meeting?
They're going to meet next week, Tuesday. That has been a rumor. But they usually meet on a Monday night at Belmont Road.
No. What we get to understand, and it is confirmed by Television Jamaica too, and RJR, that there is an emergency meeting now going on at Belmont Road.
Okay. All right. Well, the gentleman in question who has resigned from, who has said he's going to resign from the GLP, is leaving the island tomorrow morning. He's one of Delroy Chuck's very good councillors. So if he feels aggrieved about something, then he said he won't be swearing in until next when he comes back in April. So whatever needs to be ironed out, I'm sure if they can iron it out, well, the PNP will take both mayor and deputy mayor, and it will be 2019.
Yeah.
Right? And one independent. So whatever it is, it don't really matter to me. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's big thief and liquor thief business that. Right?
So, Mr. Williams, and I'm going to ask you the question I asked Luke, Josh Cooke, and Dr. Francis the same question. Do you believe that this local government election had some hanky-panky in it?
Holy hanky-panky on both sides. So if one side to claim so the other side hanky-panky, the other side hanky-panky too. Right? This is no election that is different from any other election, except the total number of voters was 30% the last time, or 31. It's gone down to 29 now. More people are disillusioned with both the GLP and the PNP. That is what every well-thinking Jamaican must be concerned about. The GLP and the PNP is not offering the PNP nothing. Mark Golden, it was 1 month ago, stand up on a platform in East Rural Center and said dead people must vote. Right? So I know of instances in his constituency, right? When them rape a girl there, a 14-year-old girl, and kill her. And when the father realized that him going to go to the police about it, the people out of the constituency and tell him anywhere I'm going to kill them. And Mark going, no, not about it. So both of them, both Mark Golden and Andrew Holmes have garrison constituencies. And I will tell you this all the time. Garrisons are run by gunmen.
Luke?
So I have nothing good to say about the GLP or the PNP, right? I believe Jamaica need a new political system and it need a different party to run Jamaica. Because the two set of crooks that is in there who run the party from 1944, running Jamaica from 1944 to now, them not change a thing. Them not change nothing. Me, I've been of experience in politics to know that. Right? Neither the GLP nor the PNP is going to change one single thing.
Mr. Williams, the PNP and the GLP not changing anything. Why is that the NDM then? People are asking in the chat room. Why is that the NDM? Didn't put up a candidate to run the local government election.
No. We have a bigger fish. We don't have money to waste. That's the first thing. We can match the billions that Darren Bunton and Golden earn out of this country. And we can match the billions that the Jamaica Labour Party have to spend to run an election. We can match that. So it don't make sense for us to go into any election, right? Until we have galvanized enough Jamaicans to realize already, with our 30 years in the political arena, that the people are starting to believe that real constitutional reform is required. They want to vote for a president. 59% of Jamaicans say in a done poll that the people want to vote for their own prime minister or president. Right? People are saying that they want their MP to be only an MP for their constituency. People are saying that they want to live. The MP must live in the constituency because them will feel what it feels. Right? The fact that Siaga was the MP for West Kingston, he never lived there. Right? Very few MPs live in them constituency. And all MPs want to be ministers under this present system, which is a foolishness. Right?
No,
So
Now,
I am saying to you, sir, we have a totally different proposal to put to the Jamaican people, and we are going to put it to them now that this local government election is done before the next general election. We're going to go into town hall meetings and we're going to talk to the people. We realize that the JLP and the PNP over the last 44 years have been the minister in charge of education in this country. Not from 1944 to now, not 1962. And they have kept the people poor and ignorant so they can build garrison constituencies out of them, right? Every MP, save and except PJ Patterson, has been a garrison MP. What does that tell you? Every prime minister.
Let me get
right?
Luke, George
So
Cooke, and Dr. Francis
let
in
me
here now.
just finish, the man. You had a
Okay,
long
go ahead.
talk. I am just saying to you, our agenda is not to run to try to defeat the JLP and the PNP with a massive amount of money that they have. Our agenda is first to educate the people onto what is best for them. And they will realize, they are beginning to realize now, and we are going to make them realize more that what is best for them. And since Dr. Francis is on the phone, I want to tell Dr. Francis this. The only future for Jamaica is a complete new system. And if you want to have some funds to spend, look at the agenda that the NDM has. And now we're going to have a press conference tomorrow where we have an alliance of 5 small parties. And those parties are going to come together to promote real constitutional reform, not the figurehead reform that Marlene Balahou-Fort and her team is pushing. And we believe that we will be successful with that because the people are waking up to realize that JLP and PNP don't mean them no good. I'm finished.
Luke?
Look, Jeffrey, you know, me say like I can't go sing a song, can't find your way home, you know. Because
Hold on,
my,
Luke. You got say that to me too?
me know Sir Michael Williams, he has good intentions. I will not speak ill of the man, neither when I'm on or off this thing. If Michael feels that their efforts can bear fruits, I'm all for it. If he could get a coalition of 5 minor parties to come together and they can focus on getting the general election, if he can win 1 seat, the paradigm would have been created. Garrison politics, as I know it, I'm younger than Michael, was created way before my time. It is time for us to put a lid on Garrison politics and to liberate the people of Jamaica. But here's what I say. I've loved Michael to have led a charge of a movement of just public education, helping Jamaicans to understand, since they went into the local and they said almost 75% of the people who were in the poll that was taken up said that they did not know the function of local government. I thought that was an opportunity for the minor parties to go out there and educate them as to what it is. We are managers of roads, garbage collection, sanitation, housing, looking after the dispossessed, and so street lights. And so we need to make sure that we are keeping this country clean. People are getting better roads. Sanitations are being dealt with. Today, you still have some running water, feces, running in the market areas in downtown Kingston. And to no end, the authority don't seem like them can fix this problem. The PMP will be sworn in short order. I agree with Michael that the messaging between both political parties is still dated. There is no creativity. I know that the PMB said they fear putting out their ideas out there because up until the night of local government election, the JLP was just putting out a manifesto. So I don't know who has gone through it to dissect what are the new ideas and how they had planned to take care of the municipalities. I agree that there must be a breath of fresh air where people can come with new and innovative ideas that is going to excite, especially that target group of 18 to 35 to participate. Michael has going for him a lot of independent people who said, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to exercise that franchise of voting in any of the two elections, lest they can find a third party that can give them a viable option. So, look, I am not going to go against Michael. I'm just saying to Michael, can it not be a movement that we need to start? It's good that you're introducing the concept of coalition government,
Yes.
but do you really think Jamaicans are ready to move away from the two diatribe? And then give me the strategy how we're going to get them to see what you're saying as viable and to understand it in time for the general election.
Dr. Francis?
You know, Michael made me smile because he and I have been around a very long time on the same path, except that I'm not a member of any particular party, so to speak, as such. But yes, we share the same view that certainly in the education, and what Luke just said, we agree totally that we need to change the educational system because the way it has been conducted is not to improve the local population, and that's quite evident, to keep them in a situation like they are in right now. In addition to which, it would be nice if we did have a third party that could give the older parties some competition. But to be quite honest with you, they're going to need money. And although my good friend says they're going to have 5 parties, I mean, they're still going to need money. And so I'm hoping that, they'll find some billionaire or somebody who wants to make a difference in Jamaica, or not one person, but maybe several. And I think that's the way to go. For them, it would be nice to make sure that these parties are not taking away the franchise of the general population.
Yes.
And certainly it would be healthier if we had a different another third party. Then perhaps there's a feedback coming.
Yes, I know. There's a call on the line. Just a moment for me, please. Caller, you have a question for Dr. Francis or Mr.
I just want to make a comment on what.
Turn off your TV in the background, sir.
It's turned down. It's turned down. I just want to make a comment about what is the gentleman named Michael Williams?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I agree with what he's saying. Jamaica need a new party and a new direction. But my question is, how are we going to know if we can trust him? That's one of the big things that's failing the people of Jamaica these days, trust. There's no trust in both parties. How are we going to know if we can trust him? Because politics, as I know it in Jamaica, and I know he's talking about a new direction and all of that, but it just seems like the politics is so corrupt that even if you get a new party, to me, I'm not blaming the gentleman, I don't know him, but again, who is to say that he might not take the country into the same direction of what we're seeing right now? That's one. And two, will he, if he say he form a party, and let's say hypothetically he won, because I think it's a good shot that he can win, because where Jamaica is now, and with the low voter turnout, I think it's an opportunity now for a third party. So that's why I commend him on that. But the question, the biggest one I want to ask, will he have the courage because you need leaders with courage, much like in Ghana. I don't know if you've ever heard about J.J. Rowling.
Yes.
Ghana was corrupt at some point, and when he took over, I think if I'm correct, he brought all of those ministers that were there before him to face justice. So I want to ask Mr. Williams if you will have that courage to set up an investigation of all the prime ministers that are alive now. The ones that are dead, you know, you can't do anything about that. But the ones that are alive now, about the money that they, because the prime ministers are paid a certain amount. And I don't know how our PJ Patterson, the amount of money I understand this man has. And I'm not against people having money, but there have to be accountability to the Jamaican people. Accountability. So those are the two questions I would like to ask him. If he has the courage to set up an investigation to investigate all of the living prime ministers,
yes.
To find out where they get their money from. And this is a serious argument I'm making.
Yes,
it's not just me thinking like that.
Yes.
So we want, if he's going to...
Sir, let me answer the question for you now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The first thing we have done is that we have a document within our party that each person, including myself, who become a member of our party, must be prepared to disclose everything that we have done, both personal and public, to disclose that to the Jamaican people, so that everybody will be able to track when we get into power, if we get in, what we own now. So that's the first thing. We're going to publish everything that we own by every member of our party, so that people can start from the beginning. And
so, Michael, nothing is going to be put in trust funds.
No. Everything, if it is put in trust, but it must be known. Everything has to be totally disclosed to the people. And the second thing we're going to do is, when we get in, we are going to move that all the acts about secrecy. We have a secrecy act that we inherited from the English during the war of 1944. Of 1943, I think it was enacted. And that act has not been repealed, despite the fact that we have the Access to Information Act given to us with one hand, with the left hand, by P.J. Patterson. And in the right hand, him hold on to the Official Secrets Act, which has not been repealed up to now. We are going to repeal that. And we are going to open up all the books. We're not going to do no investigation. We're going to open all the books of the government, past and present, to the people of Jamaica. The only thing that we're not going to disclose right away to the people of Jamaica is anything to do with national security. And that will be opened up 2 years after, unless an active investigation is being done to lock up people. And that will be what the security forces will have to hold on to. But everything else is going to be disclosed. All the bauxite agreements, all the various agreements that have been signed, everything going to have to be disclosed to the Jamaican people, so that the people themselves and all the various parties can investigate and know who took what and when and how. Right now, there's a committee about accountability committee headed by a lady named Jeanette Calden.
Yes.
And that lady has disclosed that for the last 10 years, over $1 trillion can't be accounted for. And nobody answering them, because it covers both organizations of JLP and PNP, right? She has been putting out numerous, and everything is just ignored. Well, we're going to make everything is in public. it's going to be a lot of work, but whoever wants to do the work can do the work and dig into everything. We're not keeping nothing secret. That is our pledge to the Jamaican people, right? The Ministry of Education right now can't even account for about $500 billion. Them can't account for over a certain period of time. And this is the permanent secretaries who have to answer. And unless them dead, even if them retire, them going to have to answer. Where the money gone?
But you still have to have money. You still have to have money to do all of what you're saying, Michael. And that's the issue.
No, we're not doing. We're going to make it. We're just going to open up the books. All we're going to do is open up the books. So anybody, you, Jeffrey, Luke, can go and look into those books. And if you're an expert accountant, you can find and disclose.
Yes.
Because if
Michael.
if we think about it, we thought about it long and hard, and we said, if we have to do a commission of inquiry for everything, it's going to be years. Look on the FinSac. Look on the FinSac report. The FinSac report, almost millions of dollars have been spent and it still don't come yet. Them say $120 million. Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take the document from him and make it public. Every single thing going to be made public in that FinSac report. Every single thing. Right? And people can dig into it and say where the money go. Who get the deal them and who don't get them.
Who bought the asset, Michael?
The assets were sold to a gentleman from Texas for 35 cents in the in the dollar. Sorry. 35 cents in the dollar. And when Omar Davies was asked by Jamaican people, can we buy the assets for 50 cents in the dollar? He said no, because I sell everything to the man already at a discount price.
Jesus Christ. Hold on for me, caller.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for calling in. I hope Mr. Williams answer your question, sir.
Well, to a point, because Jamaica really need oversight.
Yeah.
And that's why the two parties have their own way. It doesn't matter which one going forward.
Okay.
They're going and they do pretty much the same thing because there's no oversight. And that's one of the main things that the country needs.
No.
A body that oversees whatever the government from either party does.
All
And
right.
I wish the gentleman luck. He sounds like he have good intention. And I will support him if he really serious about what he's talking about. But I want to see trust. Because that's what the Jamaican people need.
Well,
thank you very much.
Okay. I just want to tell him about oversight. Right.
Hold on, before you go to oversight, Michael, where there are a few questions and you can then go to oversight. Who founded the NDM?
The two main people that came up with the idea of the NDM was Keith Russell and Brasco Lee.
So Bruce Golding is not a founder.
After the people had the idea of the NDM, they needed a leader. And Bruce Golding was a man who was being chased out of the Labour Party by the leader. And they foolishly, in my opinion, went to Bruce Golding and asked him if he would lead the NDM. That was the biggest mistake that the NDM would ever make in its life. And up to now, we have not regretted that. We have not overcome that mistake. Because Bruce Golding never had no genuine interest in the policies and the programs of the NDM. And the first opportunity he got, he went back to the Labour Party. And I tell you something, he spent 7 or 8 years outside the Labour Party. And he left as chairman of the Labour Party. And you know what position he went back in as? Chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party. So all that time, the vacuum was there waiting on him, and he knew it. So I publicly know that, and I said all the time, the first mistake that the NDM made was in selecting Bruce Golden as his first leader.
But Doctor,
Before you go on, Jeffrey, Michael, where are the literature for the NDM? Where can it be found?
Well, we there's a lot of literature of the NDM, and we are now trying to put everything on a website. The mission statement is on it, and the latest version of constitutional reform is on it also. But I can, if you send me an email address, I can email a soft copy to you of the latest positions of the NDM.
Let me answer this question to Michael Williams.
Let him finish the oversight, Jeffrey.
Okay.
Please, it is very important that we stay on point. Let him finish the oversight. Oversight, Michael. And by the way, them did cut me out when you said there was only one thing you would not have divulged to the people. What was that? Quickly.
Okay, that is the latest information for the security forces. In other words, if the security forces have a 2-year investigation going, we can't disclose that to the people at the time. But as soon as they have finished their investigation, everything that's a closed file, 2 years after, national security will be made public. Everything we're going to make public.
Okay. Oversight?
All right. Oversight is the purview of the Accountant General. We are going to strengthen that by giving her the budget that you need. And she will have to investigate every ministry. But I can tell you this, before Pamela Ellis, there was another lady, and those reports that she gives, not one of them is acted on by neither the GLP or the PNP. Them just sit down there and just get on them. Because nobody's interested in accountability.
Well,
that is why, in addition to having the oversight of the Accountant General, we have to make the things public. We have to let the people of Jamaica know what is going on. Because the best way to stop corruption is to make it public. If you know you can thief and get away with it, you're going to continue to thief.
Well, Michael, the problem is larger than that, in the sense that you have to have funds to operate and to pull people together and what have you. It can't be done in a vacuum.
But we're not talking about the vacuum. We're talking about when we become government.
Well, I mean, I am just saying. I say it.
Well, what is your solution aside from making everything public? What else can government do?
I'm not against making things public. I'm saying to you, you have to have an organization ready and willing to go out there, and they have to be funded, Michael. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you're gone. No.
No, Michael.
You asked a question about when we get into government. And the gentleman before asked a question of what we are going to do before we get into government to win the trust of the people. And I'm saying to you, the only way we can do it is to make ourselves be open as a book so you can read. So everybody in Jamaica will know what Michael Williams owned before.
And I agree.
No. I think Rupert is agreeing with you. Rupert is asking you basically, how do you fund this national campaign for change if you don't have the budget for it to become efficient and effective so that it can reach the widest cross section of audience? Well, if you're going to, because the caller is saying, in addition to what you're saying, what is it that the NDM proposed to put in that document to say that if anybody in this 5 coalition party act out of character and is not in keeping with the institution operation manual of the NDM, how do you plan to deal with that? Will that person be exposed, tried, sent to prison?
Absolutely.
Right.
Everybody will be
Well,
exposed. For instance, let me give you an instance. Dennis Meadows was a senator and a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. He was made deputy chairman of the Firearm Licensing Authority. A lot of scandal circulated around Dennis Meadows and the FLA, Firearm Licensing Authority. And the JLP saw it fit to remove not only him as deputy mayor, but to remove the chairman too, as deputy chairman and chairman, and remove both of them. Dennis Meadows was vexed, and he immediately joined the PNP. Now, if Mark Golden had any sense, he could get the information that I know, but I can't talk on this program because of libel and slander laws. Why Dennis Meadows had to leave the FLA, and why the JLP had to get rid of him. And yet still, Mark Golden hug up Dennis Meadows until him have and embarrass the PNP, and them have to let him go. And they've let him go good. Because him just put out a video, say, him not gone away. Him just step down, him just fire as candidate, but him is still chairman of the constituency. But I want to tell you this. The CNN, you remember scamming? Lots of scamming? Lots of scamming was something that the US government had to pressure Bunting to pass a law in Parliament. And lots of scamming originated. The man that started Yassa scamming was the deputy chairman of a constituency in St. James. And CNN came to Jamaica and bust the story. It wasn't burst in Jamaica. CNN bust it about Bibi. So it is not the Jamaicans that busting stories. It's the US. And that is why we said in the NDM that we're going to make everybody who come into public life have to disclose everything about themselves. If them is a homosexual, them have to say it. Right? If them is like I am a womanizer. I say it. I don't, everybody don't know that already. But I will just say it again. I love woman. Right? So I am going to disclose everything about me. And everybody else in the NDM have to disclose everything about themselves. Public, there's not, Peter Pass News say private. I'm not discussing my private business. We don't agree with that. Once you go into public life, you don't have nothing private. Nothing at all can be private.
So you think you can attract 62 candidate who is high on the integrity mark for disclose all of them shenanigans and skullduggery?
Well, if we can't disclose, then we're not going away. But that will tell you something about Jamaica.
Noble idea. But if the governor of the bank, Michael, can say on one day that he gave the Prime Minister bad advice as it relates to the National Bus Company, and therefore the Prime Minister could come out and say, well, all is forgiven. I'm glad you owned up to it.
No, it's not the Prime Minister, that one. That's Harris. That's Clark, the Finance Minister.
Yeah.
But I take the point. I take the point. But
you see where me I go with it?
Yes, of course I say. But that man should have been fired. He should have asked to resign.
How come Michael them not ask them the commission the AOJ man for resign?
I don't think the AOJ man did anything wrong, but I will stand corrected. But I believe the AOJ man, it's not 63. It might to declare now. It's 260, so 248, and he must be very careful with the last few of them that they have to count ballot. And you know, in the Kentire division was held up because them couldn't count it in Kentire, you know? Them couldn't count it in the constituency, you know, because of the behavior of both JLP and PNP. They had to take the ballots from
That is East
boxes.
Rural St. Andrew.
East Rural, yes.
Mm.
Kentire division.
Michael, you don't think the day has come when the ballot must be moved by a company, one of the security companies, and moved to a general location?
No, it is moved. It is all moved by security people.
So how come we never hear about the accident that happened at St. Anne until late in the evening?
But the accident did take place.
Yeah,
and
but why
I heard
did
about it. I heard about it after.
Yeah.
After it happened.
Michael, in
The
the
one that go over the gully.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
cult.
I heard about it about an hour after. I was so happy that nobody was hurt.
Thank God I said that too. But Michael, in the
Yes, but
culture where
there was police cars right behind them, you know.
yeah, but Michael, you and I know say in the Jamaican culture how the elections are done. Some ballots are box are outside and the markings go. The ones that are at the polling station get picked up. Then it get mixed up with the ones that were put outside. You don't think that it's time that we invest in a safe
No, I don't know what you mean by put outside, my brother. No
Yeah,
box.
Michael, you never hear about box outside where people where everybody vote one way and go in go count.
No. That is long. That
Let me
that
ask
is
this
in the
question.
past.
Let me
That's
ask this
in the
question.
past.
Hold on a minute for me, gentlemen.
That is not no.
I won't be able to stay much longer, but
yes,
I just want to say this that I don't know how you're going to get rid of garrisons. Honestly, Michael, you know that's my big thing.
Yeah.
And they, because they control certain areas. You yourself tell it to me all the time that we have X amount of gas, and before you fly the gate, those are taken care of. Okay.
Yes.
And so we have to find a way to get over that sort of nuance, because otherwise we won't be able to get rid of these people. I mean,
All right. I'm going to tell you how to get rid of it. The EOJ don't do it. Every garrison constituency, you cannot vote unless you put your finger on a fingerprint and it generates a ballot.
Okay.
That is very easy to do. The EOJ has JLP and PNP on it, and 4 of them and 5 independents. But this is Jamaica.
Exactly.
None of the ballot, none of the fingerprint ballot generated equipment is put into garrison constituencies.
Let me ask this question of you, Michael Williams, before I let Dr. Francis go. When the election, local election called Day, an election happened, was it 2 ballots in Portmore, one for mayor, one for councillor, or was it just 1 ballot?
2 ballots, 1 for mayor and 1 for councillor.
Okay. If that is the case, sir, they count Portmore as St. Catherine?
Yes.
So wouldn't you think that they'd have count Portmore separately from St. Catherine?
They should, but they don't, because Portmore is not a parish. Portmore is still part of St. Catherine. So a lot of people don't. This is just like a side, but I'm going to tell you this. If we separate Portmore from St. Catherine, the JLP would have won St. Catherine in this election. It is the overwhelming majority of people who voted PNP in Portmore that won St. Catherine for the PNP. But Portmore and St. Catherine is still one parish. No.
Well, let me ask this question of you though, because I honestly I'm confused with this outcome of this election, and that is one of the reasons why I stopped talking about it.
Why are you confused?
I'm very much confused.
Why?
I'll send you an email when you finish, and you can look at the email and it'll tell you clearly what happened. Tell you clearly.
Michael, listen to me. You and I go back way back. Maybe everybody don't know that, but we've been through the fire, and we know how it works. All right, and I'm just saying to you that we have to find a way to get people to understand that their voting is important. It is sacrosanct, and the children, you know. So it's a whole belief system. I don't know how you're going to do that in 8 months, because the Prime Minister is going to call the election in the next 8 months.
You know, you're going to tell you something.
What?
When Old Spice first came on the market, it was a flop, you know, because it was marketed wrong. The contents of Old Spice don't change, but the marketing change. We are not going to change our context. We have to change our marketing strategy.
How much seats your project that you're going to win in the general?
Well, I can't predict that yet. But if we win 5, we will be in a masterful position to get the things that we want done.
Which ministry you want?
Me, I don't want a ministry. The most I will do is going to the Senate if they still have appointed senators. If they don't have appointed senators, I will stay in the NDM and try and push the agenda so that and make sure that the parliamentarians stay on track. And every one of them will come out of line, I will expose them.
Michael,
Gentlemen?
I wish you all the very best as usual. But I'm just saying to you that, and I'm not being doubting Thomas. I'm not doubting you at all. It can be done, but it's a mammoth task.
It is.
And you know, you have to get the people. That is why the diaspora. Let me close my remarks on this for this evening. That the diaspora is so important to the outcome, because the diaspora doesn't necessarily. I don't necessarily want to vote, by the way. Let me just tell you that right now, Michael. I am not. But I'm interested to know that the diaspora and the Jamaica work together. I believe separate but equal. Okay, because
so Dr. Francis, what you're saying, that if you're given the privilege to vote from over here for Jamaica, you would never vote, sir?
No, not that I wouldn't vote, but I'm not really advocating it, because, to be quite honest with you, I don't think that many Jamaicans want us to vote.
Yeah, no. The NDM has that part. If you won't be able to vote for a member of parliament, because member of parliament are voted for by constituencies. But you will be able to vote for the president or the prime minister, whichever way you want to call it, an executive president, right? And all we are saying is that if you are a holder of a Jamaican passport, then you have a right to vote.
So, Michael,
we don't care which other passport you want to hold, as long as you hold a Jamaican passport.
But Michael, if them still have residencies, because them come to Jamaica, them not go fast now.
It don't matter. If
no.
them hold a Jamaican
well,
passport,
Michael, why are you all extending to them that they must vote for presidency, and if they come from community not to vote for MP?
If they want to vote for an MP, they will have to register with the electoral office and come and vote.
Okay. No, that's not what I wanted you to make it abundantly clear. But look here. What would be the NDM overall message for the revitalization of the Jamaican society, and what is its policy on crime, education, health, and creation of additional wealth?
Okay, let me tell you. Overall, we plan to do town hall meetings in the first round of activity to educate the people on what how they will benefit from voting for a person who live in them constituency, how they will vote, how they will benefit from voting directly for their president or prime minister, and how they will benefit directly from the policies that will expose corruption.
Hold on there for me. Hold on for Mr. Michael. Hold on for me. Dr. Francis?
Yes.
I want to say thanks to you for coming on because I know you want to sleep.
Yes.
So thank you for coming on, and we'll talk again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a wonderful
But if you want to stay and listen, if you want to stay and listen, can't listen, man.
No, man, in bucking on the whole place.
I've been, Mike, I've been at it all day, and I'm very happy to have come on, and I'll come on again, of course, when you guys are on. I mean, you know, it's a great conversation. Don't get me wrong, but I have an early morning thing, and I have to be there, and I'll be about 3 things tomorrow. So my apologies to the audience, and but I look forward to a great talk. I think we're getting somewhere with it in terms of understanding what is available and what is possible. And as I said, you know, frank talk, and this is what we want. There's, you know, we don't want the banter. We want the frank talk as to how we can get forward, and we can move the country forward. That's what we need. And I support Michael.
Well, this might interest you. I'm going to address the crime thing, although you didn't say it in that order. I'm going to address the crime thing. There's a simple way to address the crime thing. No commissioner of police must be appointed by the National Security Minister or the Prime Minister. And the whole Police Services Commission must be appointed like how the Electoral Commission of Jamaica is appointed. And the Commissioner of Police must report on a quarterly basis to Parliament. Oversight will be Parliament, not the Minister of National Security.
I agree with you.
And when that Commissioner of Police is appointed by that method, he will not have to answer to any GLP or PNP like what is going on now. Right now, under the present Commissioner of Police, is only going after Klansman criminals. I'm not going after one other.
Okay.
And what we need to do is we need to go after both of them and rid them of Jamaica.
Okay, Michael, wonderful. You know, I'm going to listen to you guys as much as I can, but let me say this to you before I go. That we, you know, I'm starting a channel in regards similar to this in about a week's time, and so you guys can look out for it, and we'll be talking to personalities in the diaspora in Jamaica, see if we can get some understanding. Mainly, we've been doing it. Luke can tell you on our platform. And we've had a lot of discussions, successful discussions, and we want to keep it in that vein, like what we're having now, very civilized and solution-oriented, and also to establish that the Jamaican Crime Task Force has done a lot in the years that we have been together. However, we have never sought to take the limelight away from anybody, and like some people are saying, for example, that me in particular was trying to represent the diaspora. No such thing. We don't need that. We don't need necessarily. We'd be happy to have a lot of people. And when you see once we launch, you will see the scope of the diaspora, and you will also notice. I mean, the Crime Task Force. You'll also notice some of the things that we have done, which you are privy to, Michael, and of course, Luke. You know of it as well, and so on. Jeffrey, we'll talk further as to how we're going to roll it out. And so we're going to work.
But Dr. Francis, before you go, I hear you say you want to go, but look, can the diaspora rebrand itself as a group that is interested in Jamaica and the lives of Jamaican, and not a government talk shop where they're going for title like?
Why are you stealing my thunder, Luke George? Why?
Pardon?
Why are you stealing my thunder?
I am not. I would never do that, my brother.
I know. I'm only saying that because
I am not a thunder stealer. But look, The Jamaican diaspora has had several conferences in Jamaica,
Yes.
but they have never had a community conference with the people that they're helping.
Mm.
And so many Jamaicans don't even know what the Jamaican diaspora. But when you hear them speak, and I can call names, they sound like they're just regurgitating what they got from the hymn book. Uh, they don't seem to be as independent anymore. And for statements that were made by Dr. Horace Chan, give me all the money because we have enough bright people down here. We don't even need it. Let's give it money. But yet still when they come to all of the states in the United States, whether it's a Southern, whether it's this, whether everybody hug them up and want to take a 5 minutes photo with them. But you're not hugging up the people
because
that
they
you have
need
given
all the
money
whole
and salary.
donkey.
Why is it that the diaspora has never rethink an evaluation, monitor an evaluation process of how it gives funds and other support and get a feedback directly from the Jamaican people? Why is it that members of the diaspora come from their own community but will come here to listen to government propaganda? It's the narrative, but not the people.
Look, listen to me. Listen, I am going to send you, and Michael is aware of that, if you really want to say anything. He has seen many things that we have worked on, but we work on them silently because I don't want people to say that we are trying to seek the limelight or we're seeking attention or so on and so forth. But it has changed now.
I didn't know that these people are trying out for the Emmys, that we don't need for stealing the limelight. Jamaica.
No, I know, but there are some people out there who, when you go on something, and so that's why we have not even launched, asking people for anything. We do it. We get it done. We find a way of doing it. And right now we are in areas which that we have been very successful with the populations who were hitherto volatile, and they're no longer volatile. So, because of what we're doing there, and we will continue to. Anyway, let me say this. We'll unveil it. We'll talk to you all. I mean, of course, I have to talk to Jeffery. You talk to him almost every day. Luke and Michael, we will let you know what we're doing, and certainly we'll offer you the type of thing that is, hopefully a little bit different than what Jeffery is a news person. It brings the news to you. We just want to talk about things that can help the diaspora and Jamaica together because we love Jamaica, and that's the most important thing.
And on that note, I want to tell Dr. Francis for coming on.
Yes, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, guys. All the best. Cheers.
Yes.
And people, one love.
One love. Luke and Sir Michael, let's just have a wrap up or closing remarks because tomorrow is the next day. It's now 9:38. And tomorrow I have to be on the road from 3:30 in the morning.
Okay. Look here. Here's my wrap up. And I task you with this, my friend Jeffery Tavares. I say it all the time on your program to the point that I say to you, I will not be coming on if we become the next talk show. I believe we must get together in a big forum between diaspora members and other interested party. Jeffery Planet with technology is such a wonderful piece of instrument that the forum can be here in Jamaica, it can be in Boko Haram, wherever that is, it can be in Burundi, it can be in Eritrea, it can be in any part of Europe. But the forum must be geared towards solution for the new dispensation of making Jamaica the country that it ought to be. We must come up with policies and ideas. We must be able to speak true to the power that now exists of a bankrupt system of two political dynasty that has not delivered payday to the Jamaican people. We must make Jamaica the place of choice to grow, family, do business, and for persons to feel like they can come home. There is a migration of Jamaican, but there is an influx of residents of other countries that are now coming and building their home in Jamaica. Why is it that we are living in Rome, but other people are seeing this as the paradise that it ought to be? And why is it that, as Michael said, the messaging might be good, but the strategy and marketing is bad? And so if one commissioner go, I agree, it should be the voting population through some mechanism that decides who become their commissioner, be it that the person is a resident of Jamaica or in the wider Jamaican society outside of Jamaica. We look at the resume, we look at what the person is coming with, and we install them. Jamaica don't need a savior. No. Jesus came, died, was crucified, resurrected. What Jamaica need is somebody who is going to love this country and is going to put country above personal gain. And so that is the discussion. The constitution reform, we need to reform it and start to teach it. Michael Williams have a challenge to go teach people what municipalities are, how they function, who do we hold accountable. And so just as how we vote to keep them in, we should vote every year on the performance level of the municipality and remove the person who is not performing. It can be business as usual. It can be that I was born orange or green. It can be that you're going to come and bash me because me did start out with the green, but then me turn orange. And then me gone now to the, as them call the NDM, it's the National Democratic Movement, but me and them call it the National Dance Movement because I'm dancing with Michael. The Jamaicans who love this country must fight for the heart and soul of the country. And that's not on the shoulder of Luke George, it's on the shoulder of every well-thinking Jamaican who recognize that when Jamaica does well, we all do well. And that's what we're fighting for. So the legacy that we give to the generation to come, it will be far better in the discussion that we're going to have in the future than the one that we're having now. I know we can. I know we can. The capacity, I know we can. We must. And it's left to our generation and Jeffery Tavares to make it happen. I don't want to look 20 years down the road and remember that my most erudite brethren in YouTube radio could rile up a crowd about what needs to happen. We must come together in that collective energy as Jamaicans and persons who love this country to ensure that we make Jamaica the place to live, raise a family, do business. And we welcome all and sundry who means this country well. And we can show them a country that is run by Black people. The Black people who were once oppressed by their European and other people can do it. Barack Obama never had 6 baby mothers, and they couldn't touch the guy because he never seemed to have a whole skeleton in the closet. It is in our capacity to make this country work, and it would be an indictment on all of us, both who are on the platform and who is listening, if we don't make a good effort to make that happen. I think for Tavares, keep hope alive. Truth will be pressed down, but it will rise up. And the time for truth is now. And that is why we are here, Jeffrey. Let's keep up the fight. Let our fourth parents be proud that our generation continue the legacy of women and of men and one woman who struggle to ensure our freedom and our liberties. And we owe it to them, not only to recognize their effort for freedom, justice, liberation, and prosperity, but we ought to fight until that is won. And I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a very good night.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Hold on a minute. I have to ask Michael Williams this before I go. In 2 minutes, Mr. Williams, I want you to answer this question for me. 4,000 prisoners let loose in Haiti. Do you believe that Jamaica will accommodate some of those 4,000 prisoners unknown to the authorities?
No, I don't believe that, but I believe that we must be much more humane to people who come from Haiti that comes to Jamaica. Right now we have a policy that we send them back immediately. I believe that we need to be much more humane to the Haitians who come here. I don't know about if a person is coming as a prisoner or not, but we must have a way of interviewing them and find out what it is, why they left Haiti, right? And we must do it in a humane way. But I wanted to say one of the things that the NDM has always expounded is we will discuss our ideas, all the ideas that are good for Jamaica. We will discuss them openly. And anybody who wants to accept or take on our ideas, we don't see it as somebody stealing our ideas. We see it as being good for Jamaica. So if anybody has an idea and we believe that it is good for Jamaica, we will endorse it. And we believe that all the things that we have announced is good for Jamaica. And one of the things that I did not mention was our policy to start the formal education of children at the age of 2.5 to 3 years old. Because what I mean by the formal education, the government of Jamaica must fund education from 2.5 to 3 year old in the formal way, like how it is done for primary schools. It must be compulsory for children to go to school from 2.5 to 3 years old. And all the resources, including properly trained teachers,
Yes.
must be put into early childhood education so that in 10 years we can have an educated society.
Yes.
But Michael, it's good you said that, because yesterday I sit on a school board and we have been struggling with funds. So much
Luke,
so,
you have 2 minutes, Luke. Gotta
yeah,
go.
so much so that me and the chairman for the school board is that and him call himself a preacher. I want to raise the school fee to 15,000. And the
Is
donation
that what type of school? Is that
is a
early
basic
childhood
school.
school?
Yeah. It's so disgraceful that after we have struggled for find money to help the school and to help the children that are going there, they got 8 fans, 3 television, and 2 laptops was stolen with a sum of money that was collected towards lunch for the school. Yesterday, from 6:30 yesterday, Michael, till almost 6 o'clock last night, senior crime couldn't come because they never have a vehicle to come. The teachers and some parents and myself were sitting out on that tree waiting. And I'm saying, if that's not a serious thing, and I'm hearing now from the men and women in uniform that several schools have suffered a similar break-in too. So we're turning on our schools now, and at the basic school level where these people are poorly paid, treated badly, they now will have to go back out there to raise funds instead and to
Yeah.
get some
Okay.
bar just
Listen, my brother. You don't have to. I can tell you, the first money that was taken from the housing trust, $5 billion, was put into early childhood education by P.J. Patson and given to a lady named Maria Maria Sams Vaughan, Dr. Maria Sams Vaughan. That money up to now has not been accounted for properly. And all the money that they're pumping into early child education, it is not going nowhere because they refuse, successive governments refuse to bring early child education into the formal education system. We start the formal education system at 5.5 when the children already learn language, mannerisms, attitudes, and
Yes.
and we don't teach the basic things in those schools, which is reading, reasoning, and respect. The real
Indeed.
3 R's. And if
Yes.
we do that, by the time that child is 10-year-old, that child, nobody can tell them to go up on a bus or to do anything that them don't want to do because they can reason it out for themselves. Right?
Yes.
That is what we need to teach our children, reasoning,
Yes.
so they can read any book and understand it.
and
Thank you very much.
look, Michael, them
Luke, we gotta go.
1 billion on local government election, and some of these basic schools are housing far inadequate
Of course,
conditions.
totally
Yes.
inadequate.
Boy,
Totally inadequate.
Gentlemen,
But
on that note, gentlemen, We gotta go.
Why,
We gotta go.
Jeffrey, I put well time big yard, Michael. We have to pack up. We have to pack up.
Well, no,
Thank you,
no,
Jeffrey.
I don't look on it that way. I look on it that another time we'll expound some more. That's
Yes,
all.
we
No,
expound some more on that
Jeff-
because
Jeffrey, wife have the belt, man. Can't do this
no,
every day.
No,
Thank you.
no, no.
Thank
no,
you.
no. My
No,
my wife
there's a time limit. There's a time for everything. There's a time
my
for
wife
everything.
is there watching TV all by herself. It's just that I gotta get up in the morning early and I gotta go and get some sleep. And I just want to say thanks to everyone for who comes on. Thanks to Dr. Rupert Francis, Luke George Cooke, Michael Williams of the National Democratic Movement. Thank you so much for coming on.
You are most welcome, Jeffrey. We too are going to get some sleep. Michael, you like come back?
No, not yet. But it's JPS, you know, JPS. So
yeah, man, that's come get Papa. I can't let them have you there.
It's all right.
One of him now.
What time is the press conference tomorrow?
10 o'clock at Medellin Hall Hotel.
So you never send Jeffrey a feed?
No, well, Jeffrey
has 60.
All right, that's a side,
man. Man.
But
I have over 2 million viewers.
What?
Yes.
Papa Jesus, Jeffrey, man, you deserve it. I will be get through after today. Michael, send us the feed so we can hear what you're proposing tomorrow.
I'm not the organizer. I'm only.
No, madam, come with that.
But
just
if there's a feed,
say you have a 2 million.
The feed I'll send to Jeffrey.
Please send me the feed. There's a feed, send it to me. There's someone in the chat named whatever gal or girl. Jeffrey, please do not get caught up in the foolishness with your so-called friends. What so-called friends you're talking about? Call name.
No, Jeffrey, not follow that, man. No follow that.
No follow that. That's not referring to me, but it's not a problem.
Eat the meat and spit out the bone, because I can't choke you. I bone never choke you, you don't know it, feel follow that. I stop listening to your listenership. The people that are coming there, they know everything about it. Them full-time job is full-time man, crystal ball readers. They know everything about you. From the time you wake up to the time you lie down, your sexuality and everything else. So follow that, Jeffrey. Come, we're bigger than that now. Come, we're talking about sensible sitting.
Okay, my brother.
Thank you all very much for coming on, George Cooke.
Good night, and have a
good night, Sir
Williams.
Williams.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sir Williams, for coming on at short notice. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, man. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Good.
Luke George Cooke. I'll call you. I'll give you a call, my friend. Thank you so much.
I want to full friend, but I don't want to shout out. I want to have full friend. I don't have fear anytime, my brother. But we're going to have a big reasoning. We have a big reasoning for them. And the reasoning that everybody when they buy your platform must put up them $1, them £5, them £3. We have to take it to Cardinal, Middlesex, and Sarah. And we have to start teaching people what it is when we say you have a right and you should not give away that right. But the Jamaican people are suffering from a negative image of ourselves that we watch the people we send to these high office get rich. We continue to get poor and them come forward like a person who is in a domestic violence relationship every year. As Michael said, name them and shame them. We should start name them and shame them. We only want enough money for when we can replace like what we can when we can buy the best possible liaritis lawyer on the books.
The only channel Luke George Cooke have is the Make With Talk YouTube channel Luke George Cooke have. I've been asking to be my co-host and he is dancing around everything.
I'm not getting into that channel business. Believe it to the bright minds. We're not getting we have them big ambition. They will come for a fair show. Fully in support of one black man and every too much rat no dig no good hole. That's why everybody in Jamaica now want to hear. We don't want everybody on this platform here. We don't want no God for follow. No God for follow. Me I follow the truth. And wherever the truth is, where one or two are gathered in the truth, and there's something there. We don't need no more platform.
Indeed. Luke, tomorrow I'm gonna give you a call. We're gonna have a program tomorrow, and well, I won't give out the name of the topic for tomorrow, but we're gonna have a vast amount of guests coming in tomorrow. Professor doctors and all sorts of shebang around.
Remember me when I full friend. I can't talk the Queen's English to see me.
Pay this one of him now.
Remember me have no sense in me drink a cup of rum and Pepsi. But
No,
look,
well, hold on there.
and
I hope if I drink the rum and Pepsi, you know, come like Dennis Meadows and everyone want me done.
no. Michael, don't draw my tongue. It's not my one. It's Andrew one. Don't draw my tongue.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen on the YouTube channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Send out the channel, people can subscribe to the channel. We need some more subscriptions. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for being my faithful viewers. You've been a part of my family, and thank you so much. Someone wanna cuss me, someone wanna talk kind of something about me.
Maybe somebody know my name. Somebody know my pet name. This come personal. Mama Jimmy, how are you doing? I'm fine, whoever you are.
Somebody who know you very well, Luke Judge.
Yeah, but them know my pet name.
Well, until you hear a voice again, may God bless you and may God bless Jamaica land. As what Luke George, who always close the program and said about Yonder Gallas, go ahead, Luke.
I rather die on Yonder Gallas than remain a slave. Oh, my friend Lillian. Lillian, how you do? She did run for Antoinette Party UPP. Good to see you, Lillian. Call me. Now wait till you see me upon Jeffery for could start to me. But look here, Jeffrey. We need a campaign. We need to start a public campaign. The men we talk about needs to start a public campaign. I'm dead serious. You have too much right people in your audience that you're not utilizing. Them just are talking at the time. We need them to come.
But look,
strategy.
Look, even if we open up the telephone lines and say for them to call, nobody don't call in. Some of them don't call in at all.
True. Some of them just come here so for come bash things. But we have to do a public forum. I believe once we start to do town hall meeting where we can go and use the Zoom platform and we can invite them. Yeah, we can't ask them.
I wonder how much that will cost, Luke. We have to do something like that and beam it back to people all over the globe.
Yeah, man. We have to do that. Bring our best and brightest mind and make we really talk. Because I believe there are lots of solutions out there. There are people on this platform who can add value to the conversation. Some good suggestion, they have it in them bosom and them talk and them want it to come out. So we have to open it up. If we have to zoom it from over, so I'm something come here. So but we are gonna talk about it. Get your committee ready. Ask people to volunteer, sending them email to the Met We Talk Community Country Development Forum.
Yes. All right, Luke. Thanks very much for coming on.
All right.
Have a good night, my friend.
People they might send them a donate to the other call me. I'll take my number. Tell them don't wait till Christmas.
All right, my friend. Have a good night, brother.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone. Until you hear a voice again, may God bless you. May God bless Jamaica land we love. I think my computer is frozen. It can't come off or nothing at all. Anyway, everyone, good night. Have a good night, everybody. This is Make We Talk breaking news. This is Make We Talk breaking news.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people.
This is Make We Talk breaking news. This is Make We Talk breaking news.